Hi there, my name is Miyuki. As an artist, I'm all over the place, like most artists, and I enjoy creating so many different things that it was difficult for me to choose what to start with on my very, very first made for YouTube video. I decided to get back to how it all started, and that's with doodling. About 8 years ago, every morning at a little cafe called Casa Arigato in Redondo Beach, Riviera, that's where I began to think as an artist. There I got my cappuccino and breakfast on the way to work. There was a place for me to sit and just drink my coffee, and it's where it all began. My job as a graphic designer was so exacting and stressful with very little room for artistic creativity and expression. So many rules and guidelines, so this activity that I started was sort of a release of anxiety, something to do just for myself, something creative. All of my illustration jobs were medical devices, automotive renderings, reparations on bad photos of actors, trying to make great key art with really bad images, very limited images. There was insane deadlines, so much stress. So stressed that I couldn't even relax for an hour to eat breakfast. Having idle hands just to sit and eat and drink seemed wrong. I tried reading at first, but that still seemed to be a waste of time. I did learn more vocabulary and conjugating in Spanish, but it just wasn't enough. I felt like I needed to do something with my hands. So I made this morning ritual of doodling, and to break away from thinking so much, I had a few rules. Rule number 1, I had to use an ink pen so that I wouldn't overthink my drawing. There couldn't be any erasing because it's ink, no sketching, no overdrawing. Rule number 2, I had 30 minutes. I really only had 30 minutes before I had to get to work. So it forced me to get going. Rule number 3, I had to have the mindset that this was just for fun, basically a doodle, an unintentional drawing, No planning, no references, no deadlines, no right, no wrong, just draw. My doodles were small at first, and I used a 005 Pigma Micron because I wanted to get as much drawing in as I could, and because this Pigma Micron at this size is almost like a needle, you could get a lot of drawing done in just 30 minutes. It took so long for me not to stress out and let go, but I did a doodle almost every morning. To not stress out about these doodles, being a perfectionist, I had to remember that they were just doodles. They were just for fun, and they were just for me. I did a doodle every morning because I worked my job almost every morning, 7 days a week. So on my way to get coffee and to have breakfast, I would doodle. So that was almost a doodle a day. It just goes to show how much of a workaholic I was. Months and years later, you can see how much more doodling I could get done in just those 30 minutes. I wasn't thinking so much. I just put pen to paper and started. There is an element to my growth as an artist that is on the same level as any addiction. It was chronic insomnia. I'll talk about that more another time. But my zombie existence from lack of sleep led to some really extraordinary and really out there drawings. This is where my story begins.